What's up, YouTube?
What's up, YouTube?
Today we're gonna be doing a November media wrap up, and I'm gonna tell you all the things that I read and all the things that I've watched. Except I can't remember everything that I watched because I don't keep track of these things, so it's loosely based on memory, and I only remember like 3 movies I watched. Okay, that's not important right now. Let's just get into the video. Okay, the first thing I read is Don't Let the Forest In, and I buddy read this with my friend Alana. Also, Alana has a Marauders art page that you guys should totally follow because they are so talented. Anyways, the book. It was a trip. It definitely was a book. Actually, tell me why I started reading this book and not even... I was like a couple chapters in when Alana tells me this. The way I immediately put the book down. I was like, nah, we're not doing this today. Not rebuke. I rebuke. That movie traumatized me at the ripe age of like 8. Honestly, I had no business watching that, but whatever. Okay, back to the book. It's about 2 little gay boys that chase monsters and draw pictures and write stories, and all I really know is I was confused for a lot of it, but eventually things started to like click into place, and it was kind of a vibe, to be honest. Oh, you guys fell. But also, if I'm being honest, I'm not 100% sure I know what happened at the end, but I think it's written that way, like it's kind of open to interpretation. I just genuinely I didn't know how to interpret that, and I had to go on Reddit and TikTok and look up theories, and yeah, I came up with something that satisfied me, and like I think it was well written. Like I think it was a fun book. I thought I would like it more, and I thought I'd be less confused while I was reading, but it was trippy enough that it was kind of fun to read and be like, what the hell's happening? W Alana for reading with me though. The next thing I read was actually for my book club. Me and Haya started a book club called Don't Fall in Love with Words. Also, side note, I'm obsessed with that song that's like, I've couldn't help to fall in love again.
Wait, stop the motherfucking music. You, are you dumb?
You guys don't get it, like, you can't help but fall in love again. Like, who? Do you guys, like, is it like locking in? Like, sometimes you just can't help but fall in love again. And I don't make the rules, like, I just enforce them. Like, you guys don't get it. You guys actually don't get it. And you know what else you guys don't get, actually? MM. Do you know what that means? M, like the initial. What were to okay, I want you guys to think for a second. What were to happen if you flip the MM around?
Madam Marble, flip it around, wicked way.
Bubblegum, just like bubblegum.
I'm doing this at like midnight. I don't know why. I had like the sudden like burst to like film this video, but let's move on. Our book club's pick for the month was No Longer Human. And this was low-key depressing as freak. Crazy way to start off a book club, but I mean, who doesn't love a little bit of pain and depression? And well, actually, I don't think everyone loves that stuff. You have to be like a certain level of like mentally ill to really enjoy shit like that. Anyways, it's about a boy that is no longer human. I'm just kidding, I stole that from Aya.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass.
It is about a boy that struggles with seeing humanity in himself, and because he struggles so much with recognizing that he is human and that he is part of humanity and that he's not alone in everything that he feels, he kind of starts to stray away from humanity, and he becomes a very flawed narrator and character, and not always the type of person that you want to root for. Honestly, he's kind of unlikable. I think for me personally, I was able to understand him as a character, but just because I understood him doesn't necessarily mean I enjoyed him as a character. Do you know what I mean? I think what I personally took away from the book is that we as humans often feel that we are super alone in our feelings and super alone in our emotions, and sometimes we think that we're the only person that's ever felt this before, we're the only person that's going through this, and because of that we tend to self-isolate and, you know, steer away from the crowd because it's kind of scary to think that you're so different than other people and that other people just don't seem to understand you. What I generally took away from it is that you're actually never alone in your feelings, because if you're feeling something, I guarantee that there's someone out there that's felt that before, that is currently feeling that, and yeah, you are as part of humanity as everyone else. So yeah, I found the main character really interesting just because he contradicted himself so much by claiming he wasn't human and then actively having the most human reactions and characteristics. I enjoyed the book. I didn't love it, but it was okay. Shout out to my book club. Okay, I had to move you guys a little bit, don't mind that. Next book I read in the month of November was Small Worlds. And if you guys didn't know, I read another book by this author earlier this year, Open Water. And it's actually one of my favorite things I read the whole year, and it's one of my favorite books now. And the prose is honestly so beautiful. I think if you want to read a book that's very poetically written with poetic just language, pick up anything by this author. This author excels in poetry and making the reader feel something through its words, through his words. The book is about identity and love and familiar relations, music. It has such a heavy emphasis on music and the way music can often be a literal window to the soul. The book has such a big emphasis on language and the way language is kind of the root of the human experience. It's the way we express ourselves, it's the way we communicate, it's the way we talk about our feelings. Everything comes from language and how we're able to just talk to people. I loved how this book approached just family relations between brothers, between mother and son, between father and son, especially when you have immigrant parents. I didn't love this book as much as I loved Open Waters. This book was just a little bit slower for me to get into. I just didn't connect to it as much as I did with Open Waters. I remember Open Waters, the literal prologue had me crying, and I just didn't get the same effect with this book. But yeah. Okay, as I was saying, for some reason I've been reading this book since freaking May, which is insane because it's only like 150 pages, and I couldn't lock in all summer, but whatever. I would say the book is about classism and poverty and family dynamics and forbidden love, forbidden desires, a lot of family tension. Ugh, I freaking hate this girl's family. My Pookie needed to be freed and sent to therapy, low-key. But instead, what does she end up doing? The narrator starts like this romance with this man that is like 30 years old, and mind you, I think she's 15 years old, and she's in school, and it's kind of disturbing, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of weird and gross, and I don't know, the writing, oh my god, the writing's actually so beautiful, and it has such a nuanced prose and lyrical style of writing that I just really liked. But I mean, it doesn't really have much of a plot. It just kind of explores those kind of dynamics that I already mentioned, and the family dynamics, and growing up in a society that really values beauty and youth. I don't really know what else it was about, to be honest. It also has like a major play on memory, because the narrator, like the story is told through the narrator's memories, so sometimes we kind of have time jumps, and sometimes we skip over things that later on in the book we come back to. It's a little bit confusing, but it actually really works together, so I give the author credit for that. The next novel I read is Swimming in the Dark, which is a queer novel, and it takes place in 1970s communist Poland, I believe, 1970s. And it kind of just focuses on, specifically during this time, what it's like to chase your sexual identity, what it's like to come to terms with your identity, what it's like to chase that concept of freedom and how that looks differently for queer people. It's told from the perspective of a narrator who is writing letters to his past lover, which that aspect of the book I really liked, because the book starts off with him addressing his ex-lover and kind of saying how some things and some people you just never really forget, and they never leave your mind even after years and years of your departure, and still feeling that almost like a connection to them all these years later, which is why he starts writing his past lover letters, which is kind of sweet, bittersweet, I guess, kind of sad. But I just feel like gay people, like, you guys don't know how to be happy. You guys, every freaking novel I read, you guys are traumatic and depressed, and one win for the queers, please. One win. Who's with me? One win for gay people. Okay, the next book I read is Pedro Paramo, which is originally written in Spanish, and I really wanted to read more books written by either Mexican authors or Latino authors. I also eventually want to read a book fully in Spanish, but I don't know if I'm there yet. Soon, I'm gonna try soon, because I speak Spanish. I'm just, like, I've never fully read a book in Spanish, but I don't think it'd be too difficult. This specific book follows a man who has just lost his mother, and before she died, she told him that she would like him to go to the town that she's from, and she wants him to look for his father. So he goes to this town, and it's basically, or literally, a ghost town. There's no signs of life there. Everyone's literally dead. We just get pieces and segments of the past, stories from other characters that lived in that town and that eventually died, and how that all seemingly connects to the narrator's father, which wasn't really a good man. It was kind of confusing just because every paragraph, like if a new paragraph started, oftentimes the narrator's point of view would switch, so it would be a different narrator that's telling this part of the story. At first I didn't like fully catch on that we were like switching between narrators, until eventually I was like, okay, this is somebody else talking, this is not the original narrator. But I did hear that the author said that this is the kind of book you should read at least 3 times to fully understand what's happening, and I do eventually want to reread it, because I want to read it in Spanish, and also because I want to fully understand what was happening, because it was such a cool concept of a book, and I just wish I understood it better. Maybe during my next read I will. So those are all the books I read in November. Did I eat? Did I cook? Because guys, like in October I didn't read a single book, so I kind of locked in this month. And the thing is, I locked in at the end of the month. Like, I just started like reading like so much, like almost every single book on that list I read like the last 2 weeks of November maybe. Like, imagine if I had been this locked in since the beginning of the month. We would have made a lot of progress. Catch me during December actually, because I'm gonna be reading a lot. I'm the type to read over 10 books in December. You gotta catch me. Do you guys know that trend, or I don't know. Okay, now let's talk about some of the like TV shows and movies kind of media I consumed this month or last month. The thing is, I don't fully remember. I only know like 4. Maybe I only watched 4 things this month. I mean last month. I keep saying this month. I mean last month. #November. Okay, so me and Haya watched The Age of Adolescence, which is one of her favorite movies, and I thought it was really good. I thought it was pretty sad actually. The end scene, the last scene with, if you watch this movie, you know, the driving and then he's in the back, and y'all can't do shit like that to me, because what do you mean I said see you tomorrow and then you said see you around? Huh? Like, what do you mean you hate me? Like, what do you mean you want me to, like, that's crazy to me. Don't ever, if I ever tell anyone that's watching this, if I ever tell you guys see you tomorrow and you guys say see you soon in response, just know you're not seeing me soon, because you will see me soon actually on the news. It's gonna say young 24-year-old lady just jumped off this bridge. Don't play with me like that. Like, I am not one to trifle with. Something else we watched was I made Aya watch the movie Flipped, which is one of my favorite movies, and she really liked it, and it's such a cutie movie. Like, if you haven't watched it, you hate wholesomeness and happiness and young love and bring back yearning and bring back love. What did Aya say in her video? Bring back love? I think that's what she said. But yeah, it's such a cute movie about young love and learning to stray away from mindsets your parents have imposed on you and thinking for yourself and not doing whatever everyone else is doing and thinking. And yeah, love. Okay, what else did I watch? I rewatched Wicked with my friends because they had never watched it before, and I had to put them on peak because duh. Like, who am I? What kind of friend would I be if I don't put my friends on? Moving on, I watched the second movie at the movie theater, and it was also really good. Like, it was. I love the music. Well, I like the music better than the first one, but they still have some bangers in this one, I can't lie. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew you, because I know you, I know I've been changed for good. I actually don't know if that's the right lyrics, but also, you guys will never believe this. Yvette Rojas, flip it around, Wicked Witch. I don't know, like, why my forehead looks so big in that. I don't know if I'm gonna put this clip in because I don't want to get flamed. Like, I really don't. Anyways, I really liked Wicked for good. I like the first movie better, but I still like this one. I probably didn't like it as much as everyone else, but you know what? A banger is a banger. Like, who am I to say anything? I can't remember what else I watched this month. Started rewatching Anne with an E. I didn't finish that though. I have no idea. Maybe that's it. I started watching Agatha all along, but I also didn't finish that. The thing is, I started watching a lot of things and I haven't finished them, so I can't really say I watched them because I didn't finish. My disappointment. Okay, that's it though for my November wrap up. Next month I'll remember to write down everything I watch and everything I read because I don't want to forget. But thanks for watching. This was like not even a planned video, but I got inspired by Aya's video because Aya did her November wrap up, and I always copy my friends because you guys inspire me every single day to do better and be better. And anyways, stay tuned because I have a vlog coming. I'm vlogging this week, and